ghost stories are usually easy to dismiss. Campfire tales, urban legends, horror movie tropes, but a small number of cases, they stand out. They involve real names, multiple witnesses, physical evidence, police involvement, government silence. They force even the most skeptical minds to pause and say, okay, but what if this one's real? Today, we're exploring 5 of the most credible ghost encounters on record, cases that not only resist debunking, but leave behind a chilling question. What exactly is a ghost, and could they actually exist? We begin in San Pedro, California, 1989. Jackie Hernandez, a 23-year-old mother of 2, moved into a small bungalow on West 11th Street. From the first night, strange things began happening. Lights flickered. A constant stench of rot filled the air. Jackie reported seeing dark figures in the corners, hearing voices whisper her name. But she did something rare. She documented everything. She reached out to Barry Taff, a respected parapsychologist known for investigating the Doris Bither case, the basis for the Entity film. Barry and his team brought cameras and audio equipment. In Jackie's attic, they captured a glowing orb moving with intelligent, unnatural precision. Worse, a cord wrapped itself around cameraman Jeff Wheatcraft's neck and began tightening, caught live on camera. Jackie eventually fled the home. But when she moved to Bakersfield, the phenomena followed. It wasn't the house, it was something attached to her. What makes this case compelling isn't just the footage or injuries, it's that multiple trained investigators witnessed it, and they were visibly shaken. This wasn't a ghost story. It was something interacting with the physical world in ways we still can't explain. Next, the ghosts of Flight 401. On December 29, 1972, Eastern Airlines Flight 401 crashed into the Florida Everglades during its approach to Miami. 101 people died, including Captain Robert Loft and flight engineer Donald Repo. In the months that followed, Eastern Airlines quietly salvaged parts from the wreck and installed them in other L-1011 jets. Soon, strange reports surfaced. A flight attendant preparing a meal saw an officer in the galley, who then vanished. She later identified the man as Donald Repo, someone she never met in life. In another case, a full crew reported seeing Captain Loft seated among passengers before takeoff. When spoken to, he disappeared. Senior staff took it seriously. At least 9 separate incidents were reported internally before the airline ordered all salvaged parts removed. No press release, no public acknowledgement. The case became famous after being chronicled in John G. Fuller's 1976 book, The Ghost of Flight 401. Skeptics claim it was rumor, but Eastern employees testified anonymously, and the FAA never formally denied it. What's critical here is consistency. Multiple crew members across flights describing the same faces, voices, and behaviors. If trauma can linger on people, could it also imprint onto machines? Third, the ghost blimp of 1942. On August 16th of that year, U.S. Navy blimp L-8 launched from Treasure Island near San Francisco to patrol for Japanese submarines. Piloted by Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Ensign Charles Adams, it followed routine protocols and was last seen hovering low over the ocean, apparently investigating something. Hours later, the blimp drifted inland and crashed into a Daly City neighborhood. The cabin was intact. The parachutes were untouched. Radios were operational. But Cody and Adams were gone, vanished mid-flight. No witnesses saw them bail out. Their bodies were never recovered. The Navy was baffled. No weather anomalies, no mechanical failure. Theories included sabotage, desertion, even sea monster attacks. But no explanation fit the facts. The incident remains unsolved to this day, and some believe that, whatever happened that day, the men never left that blimp. It's been seen drifting ghost-like along the coast in the years since, always disappearing into fog. Fourth, the Bell Witch. This isn't your average backwoods legend. This case made it into court records, newspaper columns, and the diary of future President Andrew Jackson. In 1817, John Bell and his family began experiencing disturbing phenomena on their Tennessee farm. Knocking sounds, animal attacks, objects flung across rooms. A voice emerged, taunting, mocking, intelligent. It especially hated John and his daughter Betsy. Over 4 years, the activity escalated. The entity correctly predicted John's death and claimed to have poisoned him. Thousands visited the Bell farm to witness the events, including Jackson, who allegedly fled after just one night. Unlike folklore, this story was recorded extensively by neighbors, clergy, and local officials. The voice was interactive, responding in real time. In 1894, a book titled An Authenticated History of the Bell Witch compiled over 70 first-hand accounts. It remains one of the few hauntings with cross-generational documentation. Whether it was a poltergeist, a tulpa, or some unknown energy, it wasn't imagined. Lastly, a modern mystery from Scotland. In 2003, Mountain Rescue Services near Ben Nevis received a distress call from a man who claimed to be lost and injured. He gave coordinates, sounded confused, and then the signal cut. A team was dispatched, but they found no one, no footprints, no gear, no body. The phone couldn't be traced. But 2 weeks later, in that exact location, they discovered the remains of a hiker who'd gone missing a year earlier, dead, frozen, still in his gear. No one could explain how the call came through. Some suggest it was a freak signal bounce. Others believe it was something reaching out, one last time, a cry from beyond. The case was never officially closed. Now let's step back. What could ghosts actually be? Science hasn't confirmed the existence of spirits, but it hasn't ruled them out either. Psychology offers one theory: residual hauntings, traumatic events leaving emotional imprints on places, replaying like a broken record. Quantum physics suggests consciousness might be non-local, meaning our minds might not be fully housed in the brain, but partly entangled with the environment. Electromagnetic fields, infrasound, and mirror neurons have all been proposed to explain how some people feel presences or see the same apparitions in specific places. But here's the truth. Even in 2025, we don't understand consciousness, or memory, or death. The brain doesn't stop at death, it shuts down in stages. Some near-death experiencers report seeing, hearing, and thinking clearly while clinically dead. We don't know what's on the other side. We barely know what's on this one. So maybe ghosts aren't dead people. Maybe they're echoes of emotion, psychic scars, trapped memory. Or maybe they're us, just a version of us that couldn't let go. The 5 stories you heard today all share something rare: multiple credible witnesses, official documentation, and a disturbing refusal to fade away. They weren't invented for TikTok or movies. They happened, they were recorded, and they're still being debated. So the next time someone tells you ghosts aren't real, ask them how much of reality we actually understand. And then remind them, it doesn't take belief for something to exist. It just takes silence. And ghosts are very, very good at that.